Thank you very much. I will now invite the Prime Minister of Belgium, Alexander De Croo, to take the floor.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, today's Europe is not necessarily pushed forward by visionary leaders like the ones we know from our history books. Schuman, Spinelli, Spaak. Today, Europe's political project is mainly driven forward by visionary citizens, by the people of Europe. And that is not abnormal. We do not live anymore in the 1950s. People today are empowered. They're more demanding towards those who are in positions of leadership. And that, all in all, is a healthy evolution. Because free and autonomous citizens, together with a free and independent press, are the core of our democracy. They are the guarantee of strong democratic accountability. We have felt that public pressure during the COVID crisis. While politicians tended to point out that from an institutional point of view, healthcare was a national competency, and that vaccines were none of Europe's business. It was the public opinion. It were the people of Europe who paved the way for a European response to the pandemic. As President von der Leyen coined very candidly, this is Europe's moment. And we see now exactly the same happening in this energy crisis. It is Europeans that see that the energy markets are international, not national, that energy prices are being used as a geopolitical weapon, that individual member states hit the limits of what they can do on their own, but that Europe should not be impotent, that our sovereignty, our ability to act is not only on the national level, but it is on the European level. And you know, that insight is not new to European citizens. It was already the case before the energy crisis broke out. In 2019, 90% of Europeans thought it was also Europe's task to guarantee the security of energy supply and to keep the energy prices under control. Ladies and gentlemen, this House probably captures best the impatience of our population. Because you know from experience, what it is to fight long and hard for your rightful place in the Union. The European Parliament has always been the first institution, in the formal sense. First in the treaties and first in the protocol. But for a long time, it was not first in policy making. In the words of Professor David Farrell, for much of its life, the European Parliament could have been labeled as a multilingual talking shop. But today, it is one of the most powerful legislators in the world. Today, we Europeans, we can be proud of the road that we have traveled together. Mesdames et messieurs, Madame la Présidente, cela étant dit, le travail est loin d'être terminé. La démocratie est une œuvre sans cesse inachevée. Si l'on veut réellement renforcer notre démocratie, il faut aussi s'attacher à renforcer ce Parlement européen. Tous les défis majeurs. Ça aurait été bizarre de ne pas avoir un applaudissement par rapport à cela. Tous les défis majeurs, quelle que soit la guerre en Ukraine, les flux migratoires, les prix d'énergie, tous ces défis se jouent au niveau international. Et donc, nous devons renforcer notre démocratie à ce même niveau international, à notre niveau européen. Car le monde change et nous devons changer avec lui. Nous le disons souvent au public, à nos électeurs. Il est temps de changer, mais peut-être devrions-nous plus souvent le dire à nous-mêmes. De nombreux pays aux frontières orientales de l'Europe, dans les Balkans occidentaux, mais aussi en Ukraine, en Moldavie, conçoivent leur avenir dans notre famille. Et cette nouvelle réalité devrait nous pousser à repenser nos repères. Elle nous force à franchir de nouvelles étapes dans la démocratie européenne, pour avoir, dans les années et les décennies à venir, une action qui sera plus décisive, pour être mieux armée pour protéger les intérêts européens dans le monde. Nous comptons sur cette Assemblée pour jouer ce rôle. Nous continuerons à rallier Bruxelles et les citoyens européens. Quelle que soit la voie que nous choisirons, le Parlement européen fera immanquablement un nouveau bond en avant en devenant vraiment la première institution de l'Europe. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, I am optimistic about the future. As you said, our European democracy is far from perfect. It needs continuous improvement. But it is not the delicate plant we thought it to be over the past couple of years. Our democracy is more resilient than we sometimes think, and this Parliament is actually the best proof of that. I would like to honor the fundamental work this Parliament has done in protecting democracy and the rule of law in Europe. We cannot leave this fight for fundamental rights to the courts only. We politicians also have to do our part of the heavy lifting. And as a member of the European Council, I applaud the persistence of this Parliament and the front-runner role that this Parliament has played in this domain. We need you. We need your support to be a vigilant watchdog in that domain. Still more has to be done together with you. From the European Green Deal to to energy security and transition to migration reform. We still have 18 months left before the end of this mandate. The Belgian Council presidency that we will have in 2024 will stand ready to engage with you to successfully close the chapter of this legislature. Let me be clear, you are a key partner to us, day in, day out. You are part and parcel of the European fabric, and you are also part and parcel of the fabric of my country. And so I would like to say simply, thank you to the Parliament. Thank you to the Parliament and its leadership, with a special mention of the late President Sassoli. Thank you for the solidarity it has shown with the people of Brussels during the COVID crisis and with the Ukrainian refugees during this crisis. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, let me finish by saying this House represents the catharsis of a long history of violence between European countries. This Parliament represents the victory of humanity over nationalism. It represents the best in us Europeans. It is the Parliament of parliaments. And so we look forward to a year of celebrations with European citizens, but we especially look forward to a year of continuing work together with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prime Minister De Croo. I now invite